Good morning and welcome to the Daily Tanya. Today is Tuesday, the 9th day of Adar Bays, the second Adar. It is a special day, the 9th day of Adar Bays. This is the day the previous Lubavitcher Rebbe came to America in 1940, escaping the Nazi Europe. And as the Rebbe says, this is the day that he brought the Torah right here to this part of the globe. And when the Frierdiker Rebbe came here, came a broken person physically. He was wheeled off on a wheelchair from the boat. But spiritually, he went and he brought the Yiddishkeit here to America. And as the famous statement that he made, America is nicht anders. America is no different. He told them that here you cannot do what you did in Europe in the old shtetl. Here's America, it's a different country. He said America is no different. And indeed we saw the revolution, the fact that we have today shluchim and yeshivas and communities around the United States and around the world is due to this day. And the Frierdiker Rebbe came here to America and he brought the Torah here. So let's begin the Tanya with tzedakah, gedola tzedakah shemekareves es hageula. Charity brings Moshiach closer, and this relates to the topic we're discussing today in today's shir. We know there is the Maimonides writes about the 13 principles of faith, and to believe in that there's one God, and so on, and the Torah is never going to be changed. And one of the principles is to believe in the coming of Moshiach. Now we are waiting for the coming of Moshiach. And the question is, why is this considered a principle in the Torah? I mean, I can understand that this is a prophecy that the Torah promises, and of course we believe in everything in the Torah says. But why is this a principle in the whole entire Torah? The way we understand what is the idea of coming of Mashiach is Hashem promises us, the prophecy says that, in the end of days, God will reward us and Mashiach will come and there will be peace in the world. But based on the way the Alter Rebbe explains what is the coming of Mashiach, he reframes the whole understanding of the coming of Mashiach. Coming of Mashiach is the ultimate purpose of why God created this world. He created this world so we will bring godliness to be revealed in this physical world. And that ultimately happens by the coming of Mashiach. Through our work today, when we study Torah and we do mitzvahs, in this challenges, facing all of the challenges, and we're doing it and studying the Torah and doing the mitzvahs, this leads to the coming of Mashiach, which is the ultimate purpose of why the world was created in the first place. So this is why this is considered a principle. Because when you do mitzvahs, when you work, you have to know what is the goal. The goal is to reveal godliness in this world, like a soldier goes fighting a war. He needs to know what is the goal, what is the goal of victory, what does victory look like? And then the fighting will have a whole different meaning. We're doing Torah mitzvahs, we have challenges every day, but when we know that with every mitzvah that we do, every time we study a little Torah, we're bringing more light to this world. We're changing the world, even though we don't see it right now. This is why this is a principle in everything what we do, knowing that this leads to the coming of Mashiach. The coming of Mashiach is the ultimate purpose of why God created the world. So in today's lesson, Alter Rebbe continues what we spoke yesterday, that we have the spiritual world where godliness is revealed, and we have this physical world. Now, what is the purpose? What is the ultimate purpose? Not the spiritual worlds. Although one would think that ideally we would live in a world that godliness is revealed, we are aware of godliness. And we explained yesterday that no matter how much angels or souls are enjoying the godliness in the spiritual worlds, it is all limited and concealed because godliness cannot be revealed completely. If it will be revealed, it will be eliminated, nullified within the godliness. But in this physical world, when we take the darkness and we transform it into light, we take the challenges and we transform the challenges into virtues. We're doing the Torah mitzvahs in this physical world. This is the ultimate goal, what Hashem wanted. And in here, Hashem will be revealed without limitations. But the question rises, if in the spiritual worlds, godliness needs to be concealed in order to have, they should not be nullified, then how could we say that in this physical world, we will have ultimately godly revelation without concealment? How will we be able to survive, to sustain this godly revelation? And this, the Alter Rebbe explains that God gave us a special power, a special tool, a special, we gave us the special, he gave us a special remedy, a remedy to be able, that remedy enables us to receive that light and still be here. What is that remedy? The remedy is the Torah. You see, the Torah is, God placed himself into this Torah. The first of the 10 Commandments is Anochi Hashem Elokecha, I am your God. The word Anochi has an acronym of Ana, Nafshik Savis Yavis, which means I, my soul, gave and wrote and gave. Hashem says, I wrote my soul and gave my soul, my essence. So when we study Torah in this world, we receive this special remedy that gives us the power. The Torah is called Oiz, strength. That is a deeper aspect of the Torah that gives us the ability that in the future when Moshiach comes, we will be able to see godliness and not being nullified. Why? Because in essence of Hashem, He is above limitations, meaning even he's above finite and infinite. He's not just infinite, he's above finite and infinite. So that means it can be in a place where it's a finite place and yet not be nullified. A finite place shouldn't be nullified. And this is why ultimately the souls that enjoyed godliness for so many years up in heaven, they will come back by the resurrection of the dead in physical bodies and enjoy the ultimate godly revelation here in this physical world. So this gives us a whole new understanding about what is the coming of Moshiach. The coming of Moshiach is the ultimate purpose of what the world was created in the first place. And the reward, the Alter Rebbe concludes, will be after, in the 7th millennium. The 7th millennium after the coming of Mashiach, there will be an ultimate reward of what we do, which is even greater than what we have in the time of Mashiach. So let's see inside this wonderful lesson says the Alter Rebbe. So the question arises, however, how is it possible, even upon subjugating the klippos and transforming them into holiness, that we in this world should experience a revelation of the Ein Sof light without veil or concealment, when even the higher worlds cannot receive such revelation without dissolving into nothingness? So in answer, the Alter Rebbe writes, he says as follows: Velozeh nosan HaKadosh Baruch Hu leYisrael esatira shenikreis oiz v'choyach. For this purpose, the Holy One, blessed be He, gave Israel the Torah, which is called might and strength. For it gives us strength to receive such revelation without being overwhelmed by it. As our sages, our rabbis say, that God gives tzaddikim the strength to receive the reward in the world to come. Why do they need strength to receive reward? It says God gives strength to the wicked to receive the punishment. That I can understand. If Hashem wants someone to be punished and he doesn't have the strength to receive the punishment, so Hashem gives him the strength and then he gives him the punishment. But why does someone need strength to receive reward? Isn't reward just a pleasant and nice thing? And that's the explanation, because the ultimate, the reward is that godly revelation. And when a godly revelation is something that makes everything non-existent. So Hashem gives us the strength, that remedy, that Torah, that gives us the strength to be able to receive the godly revelation and still be here. So that their existence should not dissolve within the divine light that will reveal itself in the hereafter without any garments. The light of Hashem will be revealed without any concealment. And the Alter Rebbe brings a few verses that talk about this, how God's revelation will be without concealment, without garments. Kedichsiv, as it is written, V'lo yikonef oid meirecha. And it is written, and your teacher will no longer hide from you. Pirush lo iskasa mimcha bekonef levush. Meaning, the word yikanef comes from the word kanaf, like we say by tzitzis or kanaf. It means a garment, the edge of the garment. Meaning, not as some interpreted the verse, he will no longer withhold your reins, but following Rashi, that explains he will no longer conceal himself from you with the edge of the robe of garment, which is kanaf. And then there is another verse that says, V'hayu einecha royes esmeirecha, and your eyes will behold your teacher. That is part of the same verse. And then there's a second verse, Uksiv ki ayin be'ayin yiru v'geimer. And it is also written, for they shall see eye to eye, meaning that the human eye will see as the divine eye sees, meaning we will clearly see the revelation of God's light. Seeing is a different than seeing and hearing. When you hear something, it's not so confirmed by you like when you see something. So we will see godliness. Uksiv, another verse that says, Lo yiyelocha oid hashemesh la'oir yomim v'geimer, ki Hashem yiyeloch la'oir oilam v'geimer. And it's further written, the sun will shall no longer be your light by day, for God will be your eternal light. So when you have a light of God, it's like you bring a candle in the sun. You don't need the candle. So the strength to receive this light, which will shine forth in the world to come, without garments or concealment, we derive from our present study of Torah. The Alter Rebbe stated earlier that the purpose of the entire Ishtalshalut, the entire chain-like descent of godly light into this world, is the revelation of the Ein Sof light in this world, which occurs when the darkness of the klippas of this world is transformed into the light of holiness. But one may ask, this revelation will take place only in the hereafter. At present, the Ein Sof light is completely hidden. So the Alter Rebbe replies that indeed the Messianic era constituted the purpose for which this world was created. That's the whole purpose. So when we do the Torah mitzvahs, we are fulfilling God's purpose in creating the world. V'noida, it is known, sheyemois HaMashiach ubefrat k'sheyechyu hamesim im tachlis u'shleimus brias ha'olam hazeh shelekach nivra mitchilasei. It is known that the Messianic era, especially the period after the resurrection of the dead, this is indeed the ultimate purpose and the fulfillment of the creation of this world. It is for this purpose that this world was originally created. So at first glance, this statement appears strange. One would have thought that the Messianic era represent not the purpose of creation, but the reward for man's effort towards fulfilling that purpose. So the Alter Rebbe clarifies that really the Messianic era is not the reward. The reward will come later, in the 7th millennium. Messianic era is fulfilling the purpose of the creation. Obviously, it is a form of reward also. It says, schar mitzvah mitzvah. The reward of the mitzvah is the mitzvah itself. But that's not the ultimate reward. It says, the Alter Rebbe, v'kabolas sachar, ikoi be'elef hashvi. The time of receiving the reward is essentially in the 7th millennium. As is stated in the Likutei of the Arizal, Rabbi Yitzchak Klier of blessed memory, whereas the period until then constitutes the fulfillment of the world's purpose. So this gives us a whole new understanding, of what it means, the coming of Moshiach. What are we here for? So on this day, Tes Adar, when the Frierdiker Rebbe came to America and continued that final stage in preparing the world for Moshiach, and it is, as the Rebbe says, it is up to each and every one of us. So we add one more mitzvah, we study the Torah, knowing that whatever we do brings this culmination of the coming of Moshiach, and of course everything else is included, all the benefits, the peace and the health and the livelihood, everything will be peaceful as a result. But this is only a result of the spiritual work that we do. Let us hope we should be zeicher to this very soon. Have a wonderful day, and Moshiach now.